I think that the first important aspect of jazz that it embodies of our way of life is improvisation, which gives you the personal freedom to change things. Then the second one is swing, which means other people have freedom. Then you have the responsibility to balance the ecosystem with them as they invent things. And the third is the embrace of the blues. And the blues also has a lot in common with many forms of Japanese music, the pentatonic scale, and it's a form that is optimistic without being naive. And it's important to pass those traits down to other generations because the generations have to be linked in a continuum. It creates comfort and it allows for the transferal of the most important knowledge through ritual and a continuation of a way of life. And in a way, that type of comfort actually creates more peace because when people have anxiety, they resort to violence and ignorance. I learned how to play jazz from Art Blakey. I played in his band when I was 18. He gave me the opportunity to learn how to play. I think one of the tours I went to Japan was with Art Blakey. He was a national hero. But I think that he was the embodiment of the ideals of the music because he gave you a structure to play in, but the freedom to find yourself. I was also the music director of the band at a very young age. And he had a lot of trust in me and a lot of belief. So I learned those things. But for me, philosophically, it's people like Ralph Ellison and Albert Murray and Stanley Crouch. They were more like my philosophical gurus that taught me about the democratic proposition and more of the literary underpinnings of the relationship of jazz to the work of different American artists and to our foundational documents and concepts. My father was everything in terms of my consciousness because I saw him struggle trying to play music people didn't want to hear. And he could play, he practiced a lot, but he was largely playing in clubs with very few people. And it was interesting because he believed in the music. And after my brother and I came out and we became more known, his celebrity increased. But he was always serious about playing. And he taught me the value of integrity because he truly was playing for no one. And he believed in it. I learned many things from my father. His integrity was something it's not possible to forget. And I try all the time to make him proud. It is the music at this point of the American conscience, of the conscience of the country. The country did not embrace the art form because it's difficult for us to embrace things on that higher level that come from black people. So because of that difficulty, it was replaced by rock and roll, which is a popular form. The world's racial relationship needs to improve because the kind of color line that I see in the world, in the North versus South, it does not serve humanity. And indeed, it puts us in very difficult equations. So still in our country, we have to work that equation out, and we're a long way from it. But in other places in the world, there are other equations that they have to work out.